we're going to dive straight in. And we're going to play our senior matches. So I think at the moment we're okay with how the team is set up. We're actually on a bit of a win streak. The other thing as well, I think we've got 4 of these injury recovery things. So we're sort of, after we play these 3 matches, we'll be halfway through the second weekly league. So we can really use them quite liberally, I would say. Barcelona Blazers. So they're 8-3-3. Hopefully that will present a bit of a challenge. Maybe we'll have to make some tactical changes to try and win this one during the match. I think in the last 3 we didn't really have to do that. Oh gosh, that was lucky. This is a guy that I think earlier today when we picked his training option, we wanted that extra dribbling. I think that's sort of showing a bit why. We just want him to be a bit faster. Hopefully get through there. Twice our keeper was beaten and the defender cleared it. Didn't quite see then if he was beaten or whether the defender was in front of him, but I think he might have been beaten again there. Never scored. That was really well worked. They got a pretty good striker. Slower defenders though. I'm just going to pause because I feel like this is one of those games where we're very, very lucky to be winning 2-0. We could be losing 2-0. And I think we need to acknowledge that. Exactly with what? I'm not sure. So I'm just thinking. We could try and retain possession a bit better, because we kind of just want this match to drag. I think another thing we could do is try and play with a more balanced tempo. Let's just try that, just slow the game down a fair bit. If nothing else, probably good for us. Okay, I'm just going to pause and rethink this a bit because you just invited a lot of pressure, I think. Yeah, it's a shame. I think we made a mistake. Because I think one thing is their defenders were slower. Man, alright. I think this is like the total opposite. I think we're now just going to try and just hit it like long immediately and... Because I'm thinking slowing the match down. The issue with that is that their weakness is their slow defenders, and our main strength is against them is our fast attackers. And by doing what we did, we basically just nerfed ourselves. Unfortunately. And we're probably better off just hoofing the ball up the pitch because we have good mismatches up this end. So we just want the ball to be up that end as much as possible. Whereas the tactical change we made kind of did the opposite. It delayed getting the ball up there. We just want to get it up there immediately. And because if we can get it up there, there's a good chance we keep it up there for a bit. So ironically, the best way to drag out the game and was actually to just hit the ball long to create these type of situations. Because this is just, yeah, we lose it or whatever, but it's like, they're not going to score if it's up there, obviously. And feel like we just gave them a free goal, unfortunately, so we just threw away quite a bit of our very fortunate lead there, and might live to regret that. Yeah, it's just easy for us to create these kind of mismatches, to be honest. And yeah, we get another goal. So we should have just... That was just a big mistake, to be honest. It feels like we just recognised that mistake pretty fast and then just flipped it. And hopefully this means now we should just win comfortably. But yeah, that's the thing. You just got to pay attention. You got to be dynamic. And you got to be... we very quickly just worked out we made a mistake there and flipped it. Like, if we had a stalled on that, like, it could just cost us the game. Still might, by the way. But I feel like we just sort of dodged a bullet there. But yeah, I think part of it, this is a big part of it though. Sometimes you're just going to you're not going to do everything optimally. You're not always going to make the right decision. You just need to try and do the best you can. And part of that is really, if you know, recognizing when you made a mistake as fast as possible. What a great chance. It does make me think twice about the subs now. I was thinking of subbing off Octai for Villar, but I think now what we're going to do instead is sub off Rivera for Le Parmentier. Mostly because that sub would be like a downgrade on our central defenders, and right now I feel like there's still a chance they may score 2 more goals here, so we don't really want to play into that. I think that's going to come particularly true if they have a couple shots. If our keeper gets below 70%, it could be a real issue then. Another Parmentier is injured. It's ultimately an injury that we can deal with. Post twice recently, right, in the game. It's just probably done though. I think we won it. I'd have to score off this attack, I think, to have any chance. Well, we did make changes that match, so we got what we wanted, pretty much. Wanted to have a bit more of an interesting match. We got it. Alright, the Parmentier is now out. I think we need a central midfielder on the bench more than a right midfielder. I think, I don't know, because Harburg can come on and then Foe can come up, so maybe we don't need that. Maybe what we need is a right midfielder. I'm not quite sure here anymore. Convince myself of just about anything. Maybe that's true. We need a right midfielder. I think the other thing as well is keeper's back now. Yep, not sure what there is to comment here. Sorry, just winning easily. So just another one of those matches where you just leave it and you just win. So I guess that's what we're doing. I think the big question is on the timing of the subs. I think it's time. We'll just make all three, I think. Yeah, I guess. There we go, done. Oh, whoops. Oh well, it's done now. Didn't realise it wasn't the second half. It's just how much I've tuned out because it's just a very straightforward match. Anyway, it's probably not that big a deal, to be honest. It's probably almost better that we did do it that much earlier because I think it is just game over. So arguably, we do the sub. We kind of wait till players are down around 80% condition, but just out of habit. But it's probably not a good habit when the match is won. Probably should just get some of these players off as fast as possible. So. Yeah, I'd say the big mistake there probably is just doing all three subs. Like, we probably should have saved one just in case something happens. Like, in particular, we get a red card or something. Just to mitigate against that a bit. So we probably should have done two at half time and then just had the third one. Just hold on that until, like, you know, until it's just enough into the second half where even if we got a red card, we just win anyway. The one in particular I wouldn't have done would have been the left midfielder, by the way, because that's the one that's just... those two attacking players are just like clear upgrades on their replacements, whereas the left midfielder, I think it's less clear. We're sort of okay to just use Palmai if it comes to it. quite a few 62 long shots. Okay, because I think he had like 3 long shots, right? All on target in quite a short sequence. It's actually a great through ball. And then hit the post. I think he's got not particularly, like 16 composure, so there's the issue. So that was a pretty easy win, even though we kind of made a massive mistake, to be honest, with those subs. It's just really not good paying attention there. God, it's one of those things you deserve to lose. Realistically, you deserve to lose over mistakes like that, but luckily, we just had the luxury, I guess, of being better than them. Alright, 1 left in this batch of 3. Los Muertos. So 4-5-5. Bit late to be checking this now, but thought I'll quickly check it. It's a very slow striker, but good at finishing. Wingers, not particularly fast. Defenders. So this is one of those ones where I feel like if you play a high defensive line, you would just nullify them because all their attackers are just slow and our defenders are fast. So you pretty much just cut them. But I think the issue for us is that thing is, it's like we could do stuff like that, and I think we probably would restrict their chance of scoring, but the thing is, like, you then have less space in behind them to score, and I think we just kind of win this match easily, to be honest. So as predicted, we are winning this match easily. Not sure what else there is to say here. Just see if we can just remember to make the subs in the second half this time. At least the first match we got an interesting one where like maybe if we had done decisions differently we would have dropped points in that first one. Payne has got an injury. I suspect, just how the mechanics work, we should probably just leave him out there because he's going to get injured regardless. So just make sure somebody else doesn't get injured because I think we've just won this match. So probably should just sub other players, make sure they don't get injured. Thinking in particular, Foe's probably going to come into central midfield now, so we can sub him off for Harburg. So probably the subs are like Foe, Ishikawa, and Mizachi this match, I'm guessing. Not a little chance there. I'm not sure who the strikers are there, so it's going to come on. Do they have one? Oh, I don't think they have one on the bench. So yeah, okay, so that guy's stuck out there. So we basically got nothing to worry about. Let's just do our subs on that basis. So I think Mizachi can come out now. Honestly, might as well just sub this guy off now as well. We'll just save our third sub for a little bit, and then we'll do that. I guess it's time now. So yeah, I mean, another one of those matches that is just not that interesting. Hopefully next season, like, I feel like we're gonna, I don't know, some of the matches we played in the first week of the league, we did drop quite a few points, but we also kind of weren't playing the matches properly, like we were working with them in the background and stuff, so I'm not sure kind of exactly because a lot of these matches, if you know, these matches had to happen, like maybe, for example, the first match we played in this set of 3, we would have dropped points, but the previous set of 3 in this week of the league, I think we would have won them all, so we would have won like 5 out of 6 matches, even if we weren't sort of playing properly anyway this time around. So I'm not quite sure exactly what the problems were, but maybe it was just more matches like the first one out of this set of 3 where we needed to make a change, and you know, we whatever. But at this point it kind of feels like we're probably getting promoted this season, especially if we get to play the matches. So hopefully next season in Division 2 maybe it'll be a bit harder, like in regards to needing to make changes more often to try to get results. Hopefully. Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely the case so far that in the lower divisions, it really has been the case that as long as you got your team set up well with a lot of things that just make sense, like it takes you a long way, pretty much. Just sort of having like a formation that makes sense with balance and things, and we covered this in other videos about creating tactics. You just, you know, create a tactic that makes sense, that has balance and has the right, you know, just try to get the right players for position, and it takes you a long way, pretty much. Like, that might be why Harburg has those assists, by the way, is because he took the corners. Is it really the case that like 61 is... yeah, it is the case. We just don't really have very good crossing. So yeah, as we said, Pina's out, so we'll just set our team up and then we'll be done with this video. I don't think it's enough yet to justify using our injury recovery, because we can just easily cover these guys basically. So I think Harburg and Foe basically just swap, and that's fine. And then I think basically Pina here. He just comes down to there, and yeah, we're done. We just need it. We need the injury crosses to be something that's a little bit more than that, pretty much, because we can cover for that way too easily. So yeah, alright, well, thanks for watching. 3 for 3, is that 6 for 6? The youth struggling a bit, but yeah, hopefully if we play the matches, they won't struggle quite so much. So anyway, alright, thanks for watching, and catch you for the next video.